Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news promises of ever more stimulus are still motivating equity markets. But first up today, there was another dairy auction, and this one was positive, up 1.8% from the prior auction, and the most since the start of the year. In New Zealand dollars, prices are virtually unchanged, however. Volumes sold are rising, whole milk powder and skim milk prices led the way. In the US, the bounce back of retail sales on May from April was a bit better than expected, but it still leaves them a whopping 6.1% lower than for May 2019, and that is a loss of trading revenue of $42 billion on top of the April decline of $99 billion. The latest Johnson Redbook weekly retail sales report shows June sales down 2.4% from last week and down 8.3% year on year. It is a similar story for American industrial production, a small 1.4% bounce back in May from a sharp April drop, but leaving the year-on-year result down more than 15%. Production of business equipment was down 27% year-on-year. The effect on the real economy is large, and banks are not escaping the impact. Profits of American banks are down 70% in the March quarter from the fourth quarter of 2019, and more than 20% lower than a year ago. The review covers 5,116 American banks, and 373% of them are now reporting losses. The US administration is preparing a $1 trillion infrastructure package focused on transportation projects in an effort to win back some momentum. Equity markets like stimulus, and the S&P 500 is up 2% so far in midday trade today. That follows even greater rises in Europe overnight, most of them up more than 3%. And yesterday, Shanghai rose 1.5%, Hong Kong was up 2.4%, and Tokyo led them all, up almost 5%. And border tensions between India and China have turned violent, with the two sides clashing in a disputed area in the Himalayan mountains, leaving 20 Indian soldiers dead. The US Treasury 10-year yield is up 4 basis points from yesterday at 0.75%. The gold price has little change today, up just $2 to $1,728 an ounce. And oil prices are firmer again today, up by $1.50, and that's just on $38.50 a barrel in the US, and the Brent benchmark is just on $41 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is marginally softer this morning at 64.5 US cents. On the cross rates were little changed at 93.6 Australian cents, and against the euro we're also unchanged at 57.2 euro cents. That means our trade-weighted index is marginally lower at 69.2. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.